Hi everyone. So I just decided this morning to wake up and get started on a project I've always wanted to start on, which is a journal of my experiences since I've moved to Uganda. So I've been in Uganda for about 2 months now, and every time I've been thinking I should document exactly what's going on for anyone else who's interested in making a move, anyone who might want to relocate to Uganda or even Africa in general, because most people say it's pretty similar. And this is the first video. Now, we traveled to Uganda in January, on the 6th of January, and we landed here safely, got picked up at the airport. It was quite an experience. Drove over to the KFC, got some lunch, got SIM cards, and the first thing I wanted to do when I got here was to get internet service. So because of my work, I want to be able to work from home whenever I can. So internet was something very important. Then we did some research. We tried to do some research from Malaysia, where I was based before, but I couldn't get any information, couldn't get much. We asked some people to send us information from here, so we got information about a unlimited broadband option called Zuku. So when we got here, that was the plan. So we'd get here, pay for Zuku to be installed in the apartment we'd be moving into, and then just start using unlimited internet, maybe 10 Mbps, maybe 20 Mbps. So that was the initial plan. That all changed when we got here. So we got here and got to our apartment. It's a new residential area coming up. They still haven't tarmacked the roads, but the apartment we're staying in is already fully done, electricity and everything. Then I called Zuku and I asked Zuku if there was coverage in the neighborhood we were staying in, and they said no. So that brought us to plan B. What else can we do to get internet? And we went over to MTN, which is the local telco service provider. So MTN told us their price. They quoted us their price. They have a 35,000 no, sorry, a 35 GB plan that they had per month, and that plan would cost approximately 2,000 Uganda shillings per GB. So 2,000 Uganda shillings per GB times 35, that's 70,000 Uganda shillings. And so we did more research. Firstly, coming from a country where there's unlimited internet and where internet is a right, it's not a leisure, you kind of know that your internet usage is to the extreme side of things. So having a 35 GB plan for 70,000 would mean eventually in a month I'll need to top up at least once a week, 70,000 just to use the internet. So we continued and we did more research. We went over to MTN, and at Airtel, MTN's competitor Airtel. So at Airtel, they told us about their plan, which had an installation fee of 280,000. So the Airtel equipment is just a internet booster plus router, which is the same as what they have at MTN, but their plans were more impressive, a lot cheaper. So their plan is for the 4G, 5G router, you can use that at 50 GB. It's about 120,000. but for 50 GB it's 100,000. So each GB is 2,000. Then as you go further up, for 120 GB it's only 200,000 per month, which is way, 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 way better than what they were offering at MTN. So we simply decided, okay, this is the plan we'll start with. And I also found it funny that in Uganda, nothing is actually put on contract. It's all pay as you go. So nothing is on a 1-year term. Nothing is, you pay for it when you want it. If you don't want it, you stop using it. The end. So you just pay for the equipment, 280,000. They give you a SIM card. They put it in. They come and they install it. And then you get to use it whenever you want to use it. You put in the plan whenever you want to put on the plan. And that is what I've been using. So I'll show you how it's set up now. Pretty much just outside my window there, if you can see it right there, that's the booster device that they stuck into the unit, onto the wall of the unit. And this is the router with Airtel detail logo and everything, showing you that there's 5G Wi-Fi. So that's the equipment they brought for us, and we started using it. So the first thing we did was top it up with enough money for what they call OTT tax. Now, when you're coming to Uganda, you have to understand you're going to have to pay for tax every time you want to use social media. They even want to change it to every time you want to use the internet in general. And that tax is 6,000 Uganda shillings per month. It's not a lot of money, but for people who don't have it, or who weren't, if you're not used to paying that tax, it builds up. So there's that 6,000 a month, and we paid it. The first thing that happened a week after we paid for that is it just disappeared. Yes, I'm making the sound effects with my own voice. So it disappeared, and we called Airtel to check where the heck is our OTT. And they had no answers for us. So it being 6,000 and us realizing, hey, we need the internet and they're not going to do anything to help. By the way, they still haven't given us our internet, our OTT, refunded the OTT amount to our account. So me being me, I realized I needed to just pay for it. So I just repaid for it and started using again. Now we've been using it since January, February. Now we're in March. We've topped it up consistently, and we haven't had that problem ever since. So that's it for the internet side. A lot of people will say, oh no, I'll tether with a hotspot on my phone so I can use the... I've tried that too. With MTN, it's terrible because they have a plan for 5 GB and up. So I was on the 5 GB plan, tethered to my laptop with the hopes of just finishing off some work, which is pretty much word-based and a few designs. I did that, and within a week I had finished 5 GB of data. So now I'm using Airtel. Airtel is better. They've got a plan for 9 GB, which is a lot more reasonable, so I can tether whenever I'm stuck in a traffic jam or whenever I'm at my office where we haven't installed internet yet. So that's how it's been with the internet. So again, for all of your SIM cards, all of your home internet, your work internet, if you want to use social media, if social media is your business, then you're going to be paying 6,000 for each line. It's not 6,000 per person. So for my phone, I pay 6,000. For my home internet, I pay 6,000. If I'm going to connect to my work office internet, that's another 6,000. So it builds up to quite a hefty sum as you go on. And the money, the buying power of the Uganda shilling is quite strong. So 6,000 is something that you could use to buy uh, a case of water, 24 case of water. You could use that to buy some other foods. So a lot of people would find it difficult to sacrifice 6,000, let alone 18,000 as you add it up, just to pay for OTT. So that's it so far, my experiences. Next, I'm going to be showing you around everything that I'm doing. I'm just going to keep a journal every time we use Bolt, which is what I've been using since I got here. All right. Hope that's been helpful. Cheers.